CSS Grid vs Flexbox. A tutorial to understand the key differences. Cascading style sheets is a style sheet language used to design the look and formatting of a document written in a markup language. It is commonly used with HTML to change the style of user interfaces and web pages. In this tutorial, you will look into and understand the differences between CSS Grid and Flexbox layout. CSS Grid layout. CSS Flexbox. It is useful in allocating and aligning the space among items in a grid container. It works with various kinds of display devices and screen sizes. Flex layout makes it easier to design and build responsive web pages without using many float and position properties in a CSS code. 1 versus 2 dimension. Flexbox is made for one-dimensional layouts, and the grid is made for two-dimensional layouts. It means Flexbox can work on either rows or columns at a time, but grids can work on both. Content first versus layout first. Usage of grid and Flexbox. You should consider using grid layout when you have a complex design to work with and want maintainable web pages. You want to add gaps over the block elements. You should consider using Flexbox when you have a small design to work with a few rows and columns. You need to align the element. You don't know how your content will look on the page, and you want everything to fit in. Uniqueness in grid and Flexbox. Flexbox allows developers to create a flexible grid layout, while grid enables them to develop complex and responsive strategies that are easy to manage and maintain. 1 versus 2 dimension. It is more flexible than grid, allowing elements to be shifted and moved around on the page as necessary. Difference between CSS Grid and CSS Flexbox. On the other hand, CSS Flexbox provides flexibility, allowing for elements to be placed on a single axis, either horizontally or vertically. Moreover, using CSS Grid, elements are positioned using numerical coordinates, whereas Flexbox uses relative positioning and margins. In addition, items can be resized and repositioned quickly and easily. Conclusion. In this CSS Grid vs Flexbox tutorial, you have looked into the differences between CSS Grid and Flexbox layout, how they function in modern browsers. With the right amount of practice, you can master both the layouts and create impressive web pages.